Lewis Hamilton is seeking answers from Red Bull. After a noticeable drop in pace from Christian Horner's boys, the 7-time world champion suspects foul play. He has been getting suspicious, and his recent comments about the issue have been raising alarm bells around the paddock. And with Toto Wolff choosing to side against Hamilton on the matter, the Mercedes star is all alone in his quest for the truth. Stay tuned. Lewis Hamilton is pretty convinced that Red Bull's pace advantage has taken a hit since the beginning of the season. He's curious about what might have happened to their powerful DRS system, which used to be one of their key assets. Despite their unbeaten streak, winning all 11 Grand Prix so far this season, recent races have shown that their once untouchable pace advantage over the other teams is starting to fade away. In the British GP, Lando Norris from McLaren pulled off an impressive move and overtook Max Verstappen, who was currently leading the championship for Red Bull. Norris led the race for the first 5 laps. Now, as the F1 action shifted to Hungary, Lewis Hamilton dealt another significant blow to Verstappen's aura of invincibility. Despite being an 8-time winner at the Hungaroring, not many, including Hamilton and his Mercedes team, anticipated him beating Verstappen to pole position. However, Hamilton defied the odds and secured pole position, winning by an incredibly narrow margin of just 0.003 seconds. So, in Hungary, Red Bull introduced an upgrade package for their RB19 car, which was anticipated to give them a significant improvement of a few tenths per lap. However, during the qualifying session under the alternative tire allocation format, it was the Mercedes W14 that showed superior performance and took the lead. Given this situation, Hamilton was questioned about whether the other teams have caught up to Red Bull, closing the gap, or if it's more a matter of Red Bull facing difficulties in replicating their earlier season's top-notch performance. Hamilton firmly believes that Red Bull has indeed lost performance, and he specifically pointed out their DRS as a contributing factor. Earlier in the season, the DRS was considered to be worth as much as 0.3 of a second per lap for Red Bull. When interviewed by Sky F1, Hamilton responded by saying, "Honestly, I think they've slowed down quite a bit from the beginning of the year. I mean, they've still got the DRS, they don't have the DRS advantage all of a sudden that they used to have. Where did that go? But I mean, they've just had an upgrade, so we expected them to have taken another step. We heard it was around 0.2 or something like that, so for them to not have been able to extract that in qualifying is interesting." Sometimes, teams discover certain loopholes or innovative solutions that provide them with a competitive edge. So could Lewis Hamilton be hinting at cheating on Red Bull's part? And is he actually right about this? With all the rumors swirling around, there is a high chance that something shady is going on, which the FIA took care of behind closed doors. It is possible that Red Bull, in response to the investigation, made some adjustments to the RB19 to ensure its compliance with regulations. This could explain the decrease in speed that Hamilton has been discussing. Formula One has seen its fair share of dramatic moments and controversies in the past. One instance was when Max Verstappen accused Ferrari of cheating in 2019, citing their impressive pace. Following his allegations, the FIA conducted an investigation that found that Ferrari was indeed overfueling their cars to generate additional power, which was against the regulations. The surprising aspect of the situation was that Ferrari and the FIA reached a resolution in a confidential manner without any public disclosure of penalties or punishments. This lack of transparency left fans wondering about the true outcome of the investigation. However, the following year in 2020, it became evident that the Ferraris had lost a significant amount of pace, suggesting that some changes might have been made to bring their cars in line with the regulations, though the exact details remained undisclosed. Despite Ferrari team principal Mattia Binotto's denial of any wrongdoing, the lack of a clear explanation from both Ferrari and the FIA further added to the intrigue surrounding the matter. The FIA statement, when released, hinted at various aspects that raised eyebrows and left room for speculation. It read, "The FIA announces that, after thorough technical investigations, it has concluded its analysis of the operation of the Scuderia Ferrari Formula One power unit and reached a settlement with the team. The specifics of the agreement will remain between the parties. The FIA and Scuderia Ferrari have agreed to a number of technical commitments that will improve the monitoring of all Formula One power units for forthcoming championship seasons, as well as assist the FIA in other regulatory duties in Formula One and in its research activities on carbon emissions and sustainable fuels. Toto Wolff's comments about Max Verstappen's F1 car raise some interesting points. On one hand, he suggests that Verstappen's car is so superior that it makes the rival cars look like they belong in Formula 2. Wolff also clarifies that Verstappen's car was developed within the regulations set by the FIA. This statement indicates that, according to Wolff, Red Bull has not violated any rules in creating their car, and it has been designed and built in accordance with the sport's guidelines. He said, "It is a meritocracy. We are going to fight back and win races and championships, but today, you've seen the pace that Max had, and you saw it already on the long runs on Friday. That is where they are. It is like a field of Formula 2 cars against a Formula 1. They've done the best job. Within the regulations, they've done the best job." The clashing comments from Toto Wolff and Lewis Hamilton are telling that they are in disagreement on the situation. Toto believes success should be rewarded, which is why despite Red Bull's current dominance, he respects their achievements as arch rivals in the sport. His approach is an example of sportsmanship and fosters a healthy rivalry among teams, which is something that can't be said for a star driver. Because of Sir Lewis's Red Bull smear campaign, Juan Pablo Montoya showed his surprise at the 7-time world champion's recent complaints and criticized him for overlooking his own period of dominance in the sport. Montoya suggested that Hamilton should remember his own achievements before complaining about the current situation in Formula One. He told the media, "If you look back at his period of dominance, was it him or was it the car? We were all happy for him when he dominated." Hamilton's complaints have drawn criticism not only from Juan Pablo Montoya, but also from reigning world champion Max Verstappen. In a conversation with Sky Sports earlier this year, Verstappen pointed out that when Hamilton was dominating, there was never a focus on changing the rules. For those of you who missed it, this is what the Dutchman had to say about the matter at hand. Life is unfair as well, so it's not only in Formula One. A lot of things in life are unfair, so we just have to deal with it. We weren't talking about that when he was winning his championships, right? So I don't think we should now. That's how Formula One works. When you have a competitive car, it's great, but at one point, of course, you also have to look ahead to the next year. It's normal people behind us say these kinds of things, but they should also not forget when they were winning how it was looking. And if people would comment this kind of thing, then probably they would comment a bit different, but that's how it goes in Formula One. This has been seen by some people as hypocrisy coming from Hamilton, as he raises concerns about the current situation while not experiencing the same level of scrutiny during his own period of dominance. Verstappen thinks that complaining is part of the nature of Formula One, and he doesn't understand why Hamilton keeps doing so given the sport's competitive dynamics. What do you think? Is Lewis Hamilton being selective with his battles, or is he right about Red Bull cheating their way to another winning season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.